What's good, y'all? It's Noble. Today I'm going to be breaking down the sample I made that has a lot of layers and took a lot of processing to make. And at the end of the video, I'm going to play a beat my boy Curly made with the sample. So yeah, make sure you subscribe because we're getting very close to 1K and I got a surprise for y'all when we do hit that. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So before I break the loop down, this is what the final sample sounds like. Crazy. So this loop is actually made in two separate FLPs. This is the starter FLP, and then after I finished from here, I exported and loaded it into a new FLP to add effects and a vocal chop and a bunch of other things. To start the sample off, I found this preset in Analog Lab called Amma II. Pretty sure it was in the Kill September or one of the loophole banks. Here's a pattern I play with no effects at all. And here's what it sounds like with effects. So the first effect I'm using here is the default preset on Sketch Cassette to make it feel even more analog than it already was. And then I added two instances of Valhalla Supermassive, one for delay and one with the Mellow Ambience preset. And then I just cut the lows with an EQ. From there I knew I needed some kind of lead, so I found this preset called Whistle in Analog Lab. Here's a pattern I play with no effects. And here's what it sounds like with effects. What's doing most of the work here is this Portal preset called Polar Opposite, and then I also have a light reverb and an EQ to cut the lows. After that, I knew I needed a bass, so I found one in my Cadence one-shot kit called Holograph. This is the pattern that I played. So this is what the loop sounded like with just those three aspects. So this is the point where I actually rendered that out, and this is where the processing starts to come in and kind of play a heavy role. I added this Portal preset called Ice Cubes, and everything kind of fell into place. This is what it sounds like. Crazy. So I really liked how that sounded, but I thought it was a little bit too much. So I figured what I would do is take an EQ and kind of have it go in and out of just sub frequencies into all the frequencies, so the sparkle kind of chimes effect wasn't playing throughout the whole starter. So I actually recorded this live by hitting Alt R on the master, and I'll kind of show you how I did it. Basically, I just hit play and moved this knob. So after a couple takes of doing that, because it did take a little while to get it right, this is the final starter that I ended up with. So the first thing I added on the starter was a vocal chop, and I found one from this Flipside vocal samples pack. I had to make a couple cuts and make it fit how I wanted to, but after chopping it up, this is what it sounds like with no effects. And this is what it sounds like with effects. So clearly I'm doing a lot of processing here. I have the skinny 8th on Valhalla Supermassive, and then I also have the small dark room preset. I have magic switch with the mix up to about 10 and the default preset on PM Cool Vibe. From there I added Pan Man and switched it to 1 bar to make it go from ear to ear. Then I added a slight reverb. And the last thing I added was this preset from Portal called Slide Chain. I found it in Steven Schaefer and Pilgrim's new Portal bank. So with all those effects in the original starter, this is what you end up with. From there I realized that there was a good amount of bass in the sample, but I wanted there to be more body, so I went to Nexus and found this preset called Basic Sign. From there I took that same preset and I pitched it way up and played this pattern. The effects here are pretty much the same as the vocal. I just also have some delay in the default preset on Sketch Cassette. As for Master Effects, I added the same thing I usually do, which is just the melt ambience on Valhalla and the gentle modulation on Sketch Cassette with the flutter down. And then I just rendered it out and pitched it down 100 cents. So after all those layers and all that processing, this is what the final sample sounds like. Crazy. That's gonna be about it for the video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. Make sure to go cop my Cadence one-track kit. It's the first link in the description. If you like this sample and you want to receive loops from me weekly, hit me on Instagram at prod.noblebudgetready and I got you. Also, I need y'all to subscribe right now because we are very close to 1K and I got something special for you when we do hit that. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play a beat my boy Curly made with this sample now. I'm out of here. Peace.
Curly made another one.
Hey, Noble.